Okay, looks like we're all ready. Let's do this. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to my stream. I'm Pierre, your host. I hope you had an awesome weekend. I know that I did. Thanks a lot. So anyways, my friends, we're going to start off our day. We're going to start off our week the way we do every day. We're going to go over to that computer. We're going to check out a quick recap of what we did on Friday, and then we'll tackle our day from there. It's going to be a really short stream today. So let's do this. So anyways, it was very simple. We measured off this little frame that we have. We made the circle. We put the first coat of our background of red, and then we followed that with our first coat of blue paint. So that is basically what we did on Friday. And what are we going to do today? Well, it's very simple. We are going to put a second coat, because when you look up close, you can see all the brush strokes on the canvas, which looks really pretty bad. So I'm going to put a second coat of the red, and of course the blue's even worse than the red. I'm going to have to put a second coat on that, and then tomorrow we're going to have to put some shading to make the whole background a lot richer, a lot nicer. So let's not waste any time, even though it's going to be a very short stream. I have my red paint right here from Friday. I have my palette right here also from Friday. So let's get everything together. What am I looking for? My knife right here. Okay. So a little red paint, this red cadmium medium, beautiful red. There we go. I think maybe one more. There we go, one more. I'd rather have a little too much than not enough. The excess I can always put back in the jar here. There we go. So let's clean off the knife. There we go. So basically a very quiet weekend for me, staying at home with my son. Usually on weekends we have a lot of sports on TV, but this weekend there wasn't that much. I mean, we love our sports. We love soccer, and of course I watch a lot of baseball. I love the New York Yankees. I like also the team from Washington, and I have a little weakness also for the Cardinals. So between those three guys, I'm sure to have a baseball game to watch, because soccer is kind of, we're at the end of the season. So, but still, a lot of fun watching these games. I've always done a lot of sports when I was younger. Now, unfortunately, because of my age, I kind of do a good 45 minutes of Tai Chi, and I use and the stick. I do exercises using the stick. I don't know what else you would call it, the bâton, the old Chinese, probably one of the most ancient weapons to be used. But I used to play a lot of handball, European handball when I was younger, and of course played basketball and a lot of sports. I believe in a healthy mind, a healthy body. Find that happy combination of both. So there we go. I think this paint is all ready. There's not that much. I'm going to have to probably add some water to it as we go along, or even add some more paint. Usually the second coat uses a lot less paint than the first coat. Really, the second coat, as I mentioned, is just to hide the paintbrush strokes. So listen, I'm going to go over to camera number 1. I'm going to move it a little closer. because I'm going to start in this upper left-hand corner, and we will just work our way down and around. Down and around. There we go. So let's get this together right here. There we go. There we go. Plus, it's going to make this red a lot more vivid, which I love, of course. I love these vivid colors. The more intense, the better. So let's get this together here as well. Let me check out the camera. Where are we? I'm in front of it, of course, which I hate doing, but that's okay. I don't have to get that close to the blue circle because there will be a black outline anyways when it's all done. Look at that. This is going very quickly. I think like in 15-20 minutes I'll be completely done for the day because we're going to have to wait for this paint to dry. Of course, when I didn't do the stream before, the whole purpose of the stream, as I mentioned before, is always to share what goes on in the studio. But before, when I didn't stream, what I would do is, of course, I would work a lot faster because while the paint was drying, I would go in my little living room, which is in the back here, and I would play a video game for an hour or so, put the fan on full blast, and then I would come back and then add the second coat or continue working on my painting. But since I decided to do the streaming of the studio, everything live that goes on, of course I can't do that anymore. I mean, it would be extremely boring for you to have to just wait for me to, well, I don't know what I would do. You know, playing the video game live on like those 20-year-old, 19-year-olds who stream on Twitch, whatever, while they're playing their games. I probably would do it if I was like 20 years younger, but that's the way things go. So let's bring this down here. I'm also going to grab my chair. Might as well be comfortable. There we go. Oops, put a lot of water there. Shit, didn't want to do that much. Let me just blend it with what I have in my palette here. And hopefully this won't splatter or drip all over the place. Okay, let's try this. If not, I'll add just a little more red paint. No, this will be fine. As long as I don't squeeze too hard on the brush. There we go, look at all the juices out of it. There we go. There we go. Okay, very good. Let's move on back a little bit. Is this camera getting blurry again on me? I can't stand when it does that. to paint in the neck. Okay, so let's go over here. Let me get this over on the edge here on the side so I'm not in front. There we go. And let's continue. I'll start down here. There we go. Let me get the hair out of my face. Again, there's no need for me to go very close to the edge of the frame because depending on what color I put, there will be a black outline to it. So no need for me to be too picky. I'll just do a little circular motion here since the whole thing is determined by our central circle. Again, no need for me to be too close to that blue circle. There we go. All right, very good. And I'm going to definitely have enough paint to finish this baby up, so that's cool. Let me just come over here for a second. Camera number 1. There we go. All done. Why am I going close to the blue? I don't know. I can't help myself. There we go. So, did I miss any spots? I don't think so. I don't see anything. Very good. Using the reflection of the window to make sure I got the whole thing. Very good. Okay. We got that done. That's pretty cool. And now I am going to put a second coat of that cobalt blue. So let me get this out of the way. Is this it? Cobalt blue, very good. And I'm going to use the palette I had on Friday, which is right here, and my knife. And again, what do I have here? 2 square feet to do, so I don't need that much paint. And that also is going to take us just a few minutes to do. Let me first get the right texture of this paint, so it glides on the canvas the way we want it to. There we go, got the blue ready. Very simple, very easy to do. Let me just bring camera number 1 over here. Just put this on the side like that. So you can see right around here how lighter it is. Well, these are all the brush strokes that we are trying to hide. And we're going to hide these with the second coat, and then eventually we are going to put some shading on this as well. So, but still, this is how we do things. No need for me to go in too close on the edge as well, because there'll be that black frame or outline. There we go. Don't want to be too sloppy also. This blue cobalt was my favorite blue for so many years. And then living in the south of France, where all the colors, because of the sun, are very different than up north in Paris, for example. Here, the colors are a lot more pastel-like, so I kind of switched from the cobalt blue to cerulean blue, which is a lot lighter. So it's nice for me to go back to my favorite blue here, the cobalt, to do this painting. Okay, let me just get this edge right here. There we go. Very good. Let me just use up all the paint that I have in my palette, make it extra thick. Right here, let me get a little bit closer to the edge. There we go. All right, so that's good too, that's done. I am just gonna grab my rag that I'm gonna wet a little bit right here, because you will notice right down here, right there, there is a little spot of blue. So I am going to just take that off like that. And I'm going to just go over it with the red paintbrush that we have right here, very handy as well. There we go. Okay, very good. So, not very exciting today, but unfortunately, these are one of the steps you have to take to have a nice painting when it's all done. So, like usual, that comes to the conclusion of our program, right? Let me just step back for a second. I'll take a little swig of water as well. All right, not bad. Shit, I didn't notice. I went a little bit on the frame, but it doesn't matter. So, very good. So that brings us to the conclusion of our program. Like usual, being the hippie that I am going to have a second of reverence, that I end my programs always the same way. Reverence for having the understanding that we are alive and to life in general and this extraordinary cosmos. The consciousness of being aware of life and how precious it is. There we go. And I don't care how corny it is. I'm still going to do that every time I end my stream, just because that's the kind of spiritual person that I am. There. Anyways, so my friends, I want to thank you for joining me today on this very exciting afternoon of painting. This quick, how much? 20 minutes of painting in the studio, and we'll be back tomorrow probably for another 20 minutes or so as we're putting the shading on the red and on the blue. Maybe it'll last a little bit longer, but still it's going to be one of these days, very quick, and it's going to be like that for, well, quite a while actually, because after that, like day after tomorrow, I'll probably be doing some splattering on the red background, and we won't be able to do anything as well until that dries as well. So it's going to be a week of short streams. So anyways, like usual, I'm going to leave you with two things. The first one is my schedule, and the second one is by saying, ciao mes amis.